Hello, ladies. Thank you for being here today. Today, we are going to talk about carbohydrates because I feel like they're demonized. I feel like as we're aging and we're hitting this perimenopause, postmenopause, you think you need to stay away from them, but we're going to talk about them today. We're going to talk about exactly how many carbohydrates you should be eating, why they're so important, and you should not be scared of carbohydrates at any age as a woman. Okay, thank you for being here. Well, who the hell am I? Who am I to be telling you about this? Well, my name is Cynthia Williams. I am an integrative nutritionist. I have been in the wellness industry for well over 20 years. I've tried the diets. I've done the exercise programs, like you name it, I've tried it. And I would say about 10 to 12 years ago, I really settled into the basic principles. I stopped chasing I don't want to call them quick fixes because I was never a quick fix girl, but I stopped chasing the workouts, or I stopped chasing these nutrition plans thinking that they were going to get me that little bit more of an edge that I wanted. And I really settled into the principles of eating whole foods, focusing on food quantity over quality. I started, really doing traditional strength training. I started being very clear and focused in the cardio training that I do. I started really working on my overall daily activity, my steps, the things that I do throughout the day. And that has paid off tremendously for me. At the age of 46, I am in better shape and have leaner, more muscle tissue than I've ever had in my entire life. So it works. I stand behind it. I have hundreds of women that I've gotten on these principles and taught them the foundational pieces, the things that we rely on. And part of that is eating food and eating lots of food. It's not eating less and moving more. It's learning quality over quantity, both when it comes to exercise and nutrition as a woman, especially in peri and postmenopause. So today we're going to speak specific to carbohydrate intake. I've got some notes here so that I'm telling you correct amounts that we need or I have an example, I'll get to that, of how much a woman needs carbohydrate wise, depending upon your activity levels. But our actual stored amount of glycogen is very little, and we deplete that pretty easy as a woman. And when we deplete that, we feel exhausted. Our liver has a hard time maintaining our regular blood sugars throughout the day. So that's when you hit the wall. That's when the cravings increase. That's when the hangry comes on. That's when your mood drops, your energy drops. That's when you have that 2 to 3 p.m. crash every day where you feel like you just can't get through the workday. You're dragging and you reach for that cup of coffee, that caffeine to help you pull through, which is just not a good cycle to be in. So signs of low glucose could be lightheadedness, lack of coordination, weakness, inability to concentrate, blurry vision, spacey feelings. So if you're experiencing any of that throughout the day or regularly throughout the day, I'm going to say maybe your carbohydrate intake is too low, or you're doing too many fasting hours throughout the day, or you're on this ketogenic diet thinking that this is the answer for your menopausal weight gain and fatigue, and it's just working against you at this point in time. So how many carbs do you actually need? This is where I'm going to pull up my notes. So I have an example. I'll give you that. But if you are if it's a light or active recovery day for you, so maybe just a good long walk, yoga, Pilates, something like that, some very light activity, you should be around 2 to 2.5 of grams per kilogram, And how you get to kilograms is take your body weight and divide it by 2.2. So there's 2.2 kilograms per pound of body weight, and that will give you what your kilogram weight is. If it's a short, intense day, meaning you do a CrossFit workout or a boot camp workout, something like that, your Orange Theories, your Berry boot camps, you want between 2.5 and 3 grams of carbohydrates per day. If you're an Ironman trainer, you should easily be having 6 to 8 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram every single day. if you are working out somewhere between 60 and 120 minutes, so let's say that you're doing a little cardio and then for 20 to 30 minutes, and then you go and lift weights for 60 minutes, you should be having 3 to 3.5 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram each day, or the days that you work out. So I have an example here, and I'll put this information up for you as well. I just used a 140-pound woman as my example. So if you're a 140-pound woman, that equals 64 kilograms. So for a 140-pound woman on a light or active recovery day, she should be having around 160 grams of carbs per day. If it's a short, intense day for a 140-pound woman, 64 kilograms, again, a boot camp, a CrossFit, Orange Theory, something like that, she should be having around 192 grams of carbohydrates per day that she works out like that. If it's one of those longer workouts, like I spoke of, maybe you do cardio first and then you go into like an hour of weightlifting, you should be having around 224 grams of carbohydrates per day. And if you're Ironman training or doing some kind of endurance training, you should be having between 384 and 512 grams of carbohydrates per day. Now, some of you may be hearing those numbers and be like, there's no way. I'm not going to eat that much carbohydrates. I'll blow up like a whale. So what I suggest to you is, if you have no idea what your carbohydrate intake is to track for a couple days and see what you're eating on the days that you work out, see what you're eating on your rest and recovery days, and get an idea. And then slowly work on incorporating more carbohydrates into your day. Now, the kicker with this, guys, is the quality of the carbohydrates and the timing of the carbohydrates. I have a whole video on this talking about post workout, how to fuel your day, the types of carbohydrates that you need. If you want more in depth on that, I will link that video right here. But what you have to do is focus on quality, and then you want to time it around your workouts as much as possible so that that glucose is used and pushed into the muscle tissue, which is what we want. We're trying to build lean tissue. We're trying to reduce fat tissue, and you want to utilize it. Most women, or a lot of women that I work with, they're very heavy-ended in their day. They don't eat a lot in the morning, or they're on one of those fasting kicks to where they don't eat till 10, 11 a.m., which is a whole nother story of stop doing that. But so they don't even start their meal till almost midday, and then they're eating little bits throughout the day. Then they get home, they're starving, they're eating a ton while they're cooking dinner for the family, maybe drinking a couple of glasses of wine. So the end of their day is very heavy-ended with food, and that is not doing you any justice whatsoever for fueling your energy throughout the day, for regulating digestion, for seeing changes due to the workouts that you're doing. And then on top of that, it's going to disrupt your sleep because your body is going to be spending so much energy digesting the food. It's going to affect the quality of your sleep. So really trying to evenly space out your carbohydrates throughout the day, tacking a ton of them around your workout as much as possible. So you want to focus on berries and vegetables, sprouted grains, beans, legumes, things like that for our carbohydrate intake. I'm not talking about French fries, chips, crackers, things like that that are just processed empty calories. Now, they'll work in a pinch if that's all you have, but ideally whole foods, foods that do attach some fiber to them, are the better sources of carbohydrate that are going to pay off not only in your energy during the workouts, your energy throughout the day, your digestion, your mood, your energy throughout the day, not just during the workout, your sleep at night. It's really going to have a big overall effect on how you are and how you feel and your mood, which is huge. You know, you already have so many hormonal imbalances working against you that are creating mood swings and low energy. Why are you going to go low carb and exacerbate that? I have zero desire to do that. I want to be happy and well fed. So, okay, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you will at least look at incorporating more carbohydrates into your day, evenly spaced throughout the day, can make a big impact on your overall health. Like I said, energy, digestion, like all the things that I keep saying, how we eat, when we eat, what we eat, really do start to matter and really fine tune our health as a woman in her 40s and beyond. So please make sure that you subscribe, you share this video with your friends. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video.